Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Theodore Campbell, and I'm back with you guys again. I'm here with my partner.
Hey, I'm Bianca. I'm so glad to be back with y'all again. It's the weekend almost, and we in here recording for y'all. Y'all hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe. Come on, and the bell, right? Okay, go ahead. Give us what we talking about.
Well, this the question I got for you guys is whose theology is legit? We always hear these people talk about their way is the best way. They don't get it. Don't let me get into the denominations. We talk about Baptist, we talk about um Pentecostal, we talk about all this stuff,
Mhm.
or even people who are not even that um spiritual, they have, ideas or views on the way life is.
Mhm.
Who's right and who's wrong?
Oh, this is very easy, and it's going to be a very short video if you're asking me.
Okay, what do
There
you think?
is, to me, at this point, no right and no wrong. I cannot come over there and to your house and tell you how to operate your house. And just the same, I can't come over and tell you how to operate your body, your vessel. So whatever's right for you is right for you, and whatever's right for me is right for me. Nobody's right or wrong.
Mm,
That's
okay,
that's
that's
cut and dry for me.
well. If you guys want my opinion, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I think everybody's right. Now that might sound crazy, but this is the reason why I feel like everybody's right. We all have our own lens and our own views on how things are.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody wrong. Because if you really think about it, let's even get into denominations. All these different denominations in Christianity and stuff, they're all talking the same thing. They just use different theology and different language.
And you're saying not even just denomination, more generally speaking, you're talking about all these different religions all together, right? Because I do believe, like, when you read the different texts specified to different religions, we don't need to get into it. You guys know when you read the Bible or the what is it, the Torah or the Quran, it is a lot of it that is similar now, as far when it's talking about principles and how to go about living life, I believe. So even then, if you never could read or read a book, you still can't be wrong to me, because what about your life experiences that um generate your choices? I experienced something, and then now my choices are different based off of that experience, or my choices are the same based off of, okay, that was a good experience. You know what I'm saying? So we know, like, if we're driving too fast and we hit an animal, or a deer or something, next time we're going to slow down, aren't we?
Right,
Or we're going
right,
to be more vigilant and look around and be sure that we don't do that again. So a lot of this is life experience and common sense to me.
right. You 100% correct. But me personally, I think even with religion, a lot of these different religions are speaking the same thing, but they're using different wording. Because even people who that are not religious, like I'll give you a perfect example. People who follow the Bible, they might say you reap what you sow. But then you get other people who's over here who will say, oh, you're getting karma. It's the
Yeah.
same thing. You get what you put out at the end
Yeah.
of the day. It's the same thing, but it's the wording.
And it has a lot of times you hear karma or reaping what you sow or even cause and effect. It Cause and effect sounds more positive, right? But when you hear karma and reaping what you sow, guess what? It sounds like it has a negative connotation. But the truth is, reaping what you sow and karma both can be positive as well. It's all about what you're putting into a thing that determines what you're going to get out. So it's just like you said, those so-called worldly principles and biblical principles, or any other religious text that has these principles, are just all the same. It's just communicated differently. It's almost like, Spanish to English or different languages. But once you
Right.
translate, it's pretty much saying the same thing. Common sense, like I said.
And if you think about it, not all people, but most people have this notion of a higher power. The difference is, who do you call that higher power, or the name? You might go over here and they might say Jehovah. You might go over here, they might say God.
Mm-hmm.
You might go over here, and there's different names. We call these different names, but we're actually talking about the same thing. So we're all arguing about a name, or just trying to be right as far as what we think the name is, or who is what. But if you really think about it, we're all talking about the same person, this higher power.
Yep. I think that that's just it. And we need to mature enough in our spirit, in a spiritual sense, and in our faith enough to be able to expound our thinking, or expand, excuse me, our thinking. And I just would say, and I'm talking to myself now, is that if you are closed minded to one thing or the other, educate yourself about that. I know it's not a lot of time in the day, but how can you be opposing to something you know nothing about? How can
Right.
you say you're so right about something when you have not even explored the other things outside of the box that you live in? I'm just
Right.
being real. And I'm not going to condemn or look down on anybody because you're a part of this religion. I'm a part of this religion. I'm beyond those walls. You know what I'm saying? The more you live, the more you learn, and then when you know better, you do better. That's all I say.
Well, I gotta shout out my guy, Ron Carpenter, because he said it. Not that I think he knows everything and he's the best preacher, but he makes a lot of good points. I was actually watching him maybe a couple of weeks ago, and he said it himself. There is not one person, there is not one preacher, there's no one denomination that has the full revelation of God. Everybody's revelation is God, all put together. You can have a piece, I can have a piece, the person down the street have a piece, that person down the other way have a piece. So there's really no wrong. The problem is we need to get together as a people and put all our pieces together, and then we'll have the full revelation of God. But we're so busy trying to tear each other apart and say, well, my piece is better than your piece. And
we'll never
that's where
that way. And it's like what you said.
right.
I'm happy that you made that point, and I think that that should be the sum of this video, that we all have a piece. And now I'm learning more and more, even over the past year, to not be so close-minded and explore other people's perspectives. If you're in this box and when you come out of it, you can reach out to other people and ask them, well, what do you think about this? Or how do you do that? Or, it's not that you so much want them to govern your lives. No, it's helping you to gather a more well-rounded view on life. You know what I'm saying? And that's why when people travel a lot, they gather that pretty much automatically, because if you travel to different countries and things of that nature, you will learn very quickly that your world is not the only world out here. It's
Right.
crazy. You will learn so much, so, and it'll be almost like shocking, you know what I'm saying? Because you're used to something a certain way. But it is beneficial to kind of travel outside of, if you can't travel physically, travel outside of that mindset that you have and be willing and open to learn more about that thing that you're so against.
Right. And I'm gonna give you a perfect example. I had a friend way back who was a 7-day Adventist, and they asked me a question one day. They said, you're in one religion, I'm in another religion. If I was to invite you to my church, would you come? Now, of course, they went to church on Saturday. I was going to church on Sunday at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they were shocked by my answer because I told them I would.
Mm-hmm.
They was like,
they wouldn't come to yours. That's guaranteed.
They probably wouldn't, but that's another story. But they was like, really? Would you come to my church? I'm like, yeah. I said, the first question I said, are you teaching Jesus? He said, yeah. I said, so why would I not come? If I was available that Saturday, why would I not come?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm not going to get stuck on theology. See, the problem, I think, with, again, religion, they're too busy trying to nitpick where you need to serve on this day, you need to do this, and you need to trying to pick this and all that stuff. Look, listen, at the end of the day, we're all trying to find salvation and trying to find the right route where we're trying to go. I think we're too worried about stuff that don't matter.
And I actually think that salvation has a different depth. If you want to say salvation, it may have a different definition for each individual, because even outside of your specific religion, salvation, people aren't necessarily looking for that. But in another sense, it's just like you said, you're still seeking salvation. You want to be saved from the daily stressors, the all of those things that are keeping us down or trying to attach to us and keep us down. They're seeking some sort of salvation too. That's why you meditate. That's why they chant and all that different stuff. You know, they're doing different stuff to be free from
Right.
those things. And it's just kind of equivalent to Christianity when you think about that.
I mean, we all in the same boat. We all want to live better lives. We all want to get closer to our maker. Whether you call your maker God, whether you call your maker Jesus, whether you call your maker Jehovah, we all searching to be better person and get this life right at the
Yeah.
end of the day.
Yeah. So let's put our puzzle pieces together, be more open to lend a hand or to reach out and touch somebody else and see what they're actually thinking and see how they actually live. You may actually learn something. Do you have an opinion on this topic? If so, leave us a comment down below or send us an email at unadulteratedU@gmail.com. We'll be looking out for that. And don't forget to like, share, and comment. Until next time.
Yeah, be blessed, people.